Take one.
Hi, I'm Cody Hutch, and this is my story. I have an older brother. I grew up in a single parent home. My mom, I love her to death. She's an angel. Worked 3 jobs to support 2 athletic, outgoing, and sometimes stubborn children. So, yeah, my dad left when I was 5 years old. I never talked to him since. I'm 27, if you can put that in perspective, or if you're good with numbers. It's been a long time. In other words, I lived with one of my best friends at the time. I grew up on his farm. A lot of farm work, a lot of labor, which I think was God saying, you know, this is what I'm going to do for you, to give you the morals that you need to grow up and be the best person you can be in God's eyes. I feel like as I aged and I felt the pressures of life, and I wanted to get a good job, and it was something that I wanted. It wasn't something that God wanted. And so as I got these jobs, and as I wanted to be on a SWAT team, so I went to school to be a cop, and I graduated, and I felt like it was a completion and a goal in my life that I'd reached. Diplomas on the fridge, but it wasn't. I was still trying to fill that gap or that void, and not letting God just fill my life. And so this year, March, I was, I've gone to church my entire life, and I guess this was the year and the time that I had woken up one morning and got down on my knees and armored up and said, you know what, God, like, do I want to do this the rest of my life? No. Do I really need you to take control and, Jesus, take the wheel? Carrie Underwood, lover. I think that after that morning, getting down on my knees and just praying to God and asking, like, what next, was the first time in my life, in my years of going to church, that he had said that, let me fill the void. Even though you haven't had an earthly father, I've been here the whole time. You just, you hadn't noticed. And I think that was the best thing I ever could have done, because now it's just every day, every small battle won is just a plus. I know it's going to be that much easier to get through because I've been staying true to God. When Kobe had asked me to tell my testimony, I didn't even think that I even had one, because there's different levels of intensity when it comes to growing up and struggles and situations, and I didn't think that mine was even worth being said. I mean, a single parent family. Well, I never really struggled with drugs. I'll have the odd beer, but I've never been an addict, and it's not something that I thought would affect other people, and I thought it might have just been a waste of time. But I mean, after thinking about it and praying about it and talking to Kobe, I think that they're, if I can relate to one person out there, well, that's, if that 99's okay, well, we got 1% to work with. And if that person can appreciate it and, take it home, well, yeah. I'm Cody Hutch, and in that being said, there is no other feeling that can amount to the feeling of having this void filled and not have to worry about it ever again, because I know that I don't need to keep trying to fill it, because God's already filled it, and he's going to continue to do that. And I just know that you are who you are, and don't try to be someone else and try to, live your own life without God, because that's what I've done. And I mean, it's hasn't been a bad life, and I still struggle every day. But the best thing that I can suggest to anybody is, Proverbs 27:17 is iron sharpens iron and man sharpens man. Surround yourself with some good folks, and, keep on keeping on. Struggle is real.